everybody and welcome to 223. I'm doing two videos on this as it is you need to see in detail how we start and prepare the flowers ready for the pop-up section. I'm using images from Crafts by Liuba. The main image, which will be on the front of your card, is from Crafting Magic in Winter Days. The flowers are from either cotton flowers, winter flowers or twinkle flowers, and they are fabulous. On the main topper you'll also be having a frame, which is a John Next Door frame. It is JND 505 and it is notched circles frames. What I have also prepared, which you can use for reference during the video for preparation of the flowers, is how you cut the flower out, how you fold it, and how you cut out the segment. And then on the reverse side of this, you will see, and if you work along with the video for this, shows you how to position each flower in the actual, I'm going to call it a rosette, but it's in the pop-up section, but you'll be able to follow along with the video with this and you'll be able to see where each section goes together. So first of all, I'm going to start by, I've cut so many of the flowers out. I'm going to cut this flower out, and what I usually do is I usually cut fairly close to start with, just like this, and it just makes it a little bit easier, especially when you've got areas that are quite faint, for you to follow the lines for cutting the actual flower out. So I'm just going to work around like this, and this is something that I've just found helps me. You all may have a different idea if you prefer to use a blade and cut it out with that, but I do like scissors. Just going to move them bits to a side because I don't want them. But I'm going to start with the faintest pieces, faintest petals, and I'm going to just work around these. Work around them steadily. There's no need to rush, because the more accurate you are, the nicer your rosette for the pop-up will be. You will, once all put together, you will need to maybe trim off areas, but we'll come to that when we get to it. So again, just working all the way around. You only need 7 flowers for the rosette. You will find that there is 8 in the pack. You can cut out the 8th one. You can use it to pop on your card. You can use it for a different card. We'll most probably be doing many more of these pop-up cards, some using butterflies. I just think they are so ingenious, the way she's designed these. You will be having details on the cover sheet of all the books of hers that I use, and on the Facebook page I shall actually share the link to her YouTube channel, and you'll be able to see loads of her work on there, which is amazing. She is a Moldovan lady that now lives in France, and she is an incredible artist. I'm sure you'll end up being hooked just as much as I am. It's something so different to what we've done in the past, and I hope you enjoy doing it as much as I do. So as you can see, it doesn't take long to cut these out. You will notice these flowers are not symmetrical, which shows that they are all hand drawn. So we've got that now. So we've got 1, 2, whoops, didn't want to separate, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So I'm just going to pop these to a side, and I am going to bring this piece in. and we'll work out and show you how this works. Let's move this across. So this is your first flower. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold this bottom two to match the top. So it's fold like this, and make sure you score really well. All the fold lines are between the petals. So the dotted lines here, this dotted line here, I'll just get the scissor to point. This dotted line here is the one I've just made. So then you open up your flower, and that is your, you can see that's your first score line. I'm going to work on the next valley fold, and again fold up, matching the two top ones and between the petals, and we do this all the way around until we've done all of them. It's not a long job, and I may speed up once. I'll do a couple really slowly. Whoops. And it's easy to tell on the back whether or not you've missed one. So I can see that I need another fold line here. So we'll do this nice and steady. So that is the first one folded. Now we need to cut out one of the flowers, one of the petals. So you can decide which one you want to take out, whether you want to take quite a pale one. I'm going to take this one. So I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to cut along the fold line just to the centre. And again on the other side. And don't throw the separate petals out because they come in quite useful. I'm going to pop that to a side. So that is one. I already have one cut, so that is two. So I'll now go on again. So the first one is, if you put your fingers either side on the folds and then fold the two up to the centre and score, that is this position there. And we do it all the way around each of these folds that are in the, I call them like the valleys between the petals, and then we cut out one. And again, I'll do this again slowly. Oops, I will when I've got my fingers. So I know that's been the first one, so I'm going to work around to the next valley fold, and again, fold up very carefully so you've got two at the top. You may get a little overlap here because, as I say, you can tell that these are all hand drawn. Again, move on to the next valley fold and crease it really carefully. The more carefully you are, the nicer it's going to turn out. And again, really good. If you wish, you can use a scoring, yes, one of these. I've forgotten what they're called. So you can see there, all of those are folded all the way around. So again, I'm going to take out this one, which is a faint one, turn it over and slowly cut to the centre. And slowly cut to the centre, keeping this petal, as we will need it again if we're going to put like a decoupage piece on the front of our card. So again, I'm going to fold another one really slowly, holding the two valley folds aside and up to the centre. So you've got, whoops, two at the top and one on either side. So again, slowly working these two valley folds. So again, up to the top with the two petals together and crease well. Again, slowly working round and crease well. And the last one on this flower is matching the petals up. And again, you can always tell if you've got all of them done just by bending them over. So again, I'm taking this paler one out. So again, into the centre, and pop that to a side to use later. So that's 4 I've got done. And again, just going back, I am now working on this full petal. I'm going to fold it up so that I've got the 2 at the top and the fold line is between the valley folds on either side. Again, up and fold between the valley folds and the 2 petals at the centre. Again, onto the next valley fold and score well, and onto the last valley fold that's left and score well. Again, looking for the pale one, which is this one. Turn over, whoops, and snip in down the score line to the centre and keep your petal for later. So just going to run forward and just get these folded up fairly quickly so that I can show you the next procedure is where I am putting them actually together into the rosette. And for the rosette you will need a fine tipped glue bottle. You'll see why, because you do need to be quite frugal's not the word, but you don't need a lot of glue. So I've got that finished there. So again, I'm taking out this faint one, snip the petal out, just snip that little bit off that I missed. And so this is number 7. So again, up to the centre, go round to the next valley folds on either side, matching the 2 up in the centre and the last one matching the 2 up into the centre, and they're all done. So take the faint one out, which I'm taking this one out, and take petal out. So keep the petal for later. We are now going to go on to this bottom section here, and I'm going to get my glue. Now on this, you must make sure before you move any of the parts, you must make sure that the glue's dry. That is going to be essential. So what we're doing now, we can see A and B. So what we need to do is we're going to put some glue on the underside of this one. So again, make sure you run it down, just down the inside. Don't let it overlap onto the next petal. And what you're going to do is you're going to then bring the next petal over, line it up and hold it. Just give it a chance to grip first and then pop that to a side. So we're going to do this with each of these. So again, want the glue on the underside of this petal, which actually, no, I'm wrong. It's the underside of this petal if you're looking at it that way, sorry. Oops. I'm jumping ahead quickly there. And again, make sure you come up to the edges and fill the centre in. Again, bring it over, line it up with the tip and just hold it until the glue just takes hold. Pop it to a side. Again, it's going to be the underside of this petal, petal A. And this, whenever we do the flower ones, keep this template, because if we're going to do any more of the flower pop-ups, this will work with all of them. Whoops. So slide that over, lining up the template, the tip of the petal. I'm talking about templates now. Just hold it a second, pop it to a side. Again, on the underside of this petal, and around the edge and into the centre, and up, and line the tip of the petal up and hold. So that's 4. So again, now it's the underside of this petal, and slide it over and line it up with the tip and hold. Again, underside of this petal. Just make sure that you don't go over the fold line onto the next petal. So come round, line up the tip, and this is the last flower, so it's again underside of this petal, and again line it up with the tip of the petal and hold. Pop that to a side. Just going to put the top on my glue because I don't need it again just for the moment. And I'm just going to move this to the side for a moment. We'll come back onto that. So now, going back onto the first one that I've done, what we need to do now is fold your flower. So you've now got 3 petals at the top. Give it a really good scoring and work all the way around, really scoring well. And this does help when you want it to pop open. We're going to work around these. This also gives the chance for the glue to dry thoroughly before we go on to the next section. Again, just working around, scoring well, or should I say burnishing well. That to a side. So again, they'll fold in with 3 petals at the top. Again, 3 petals at the top and score well. Whoops, and 3 petals at the top and score well. Just making sure that we're done all the way around. And again, this is important to get a good crease as it helps the pop-up at the end. Again. And just work round. And round, that's it. So, oops. And this one. This. And that. And the last one. Oops. And it's always important to do this pop-up section first, because it needs to dry thoroughly. So now we're going to go on to gluing the petals together. So we're working on this section here. So I'll now get my glue again. So we need to put glue right on the tips. Just a dab. And I'm going to hold it up so you can see. Oops, you are when I can get hold of it. You can see there, the right on the tip. Don't let it come down to the centre. So what we need to do now is take another petal, another flower, starting with it in the centre, the tip here, into the centre there, line it up with the fold line and hold. Take another flower, and this time we're going to work on the opposite side. Again, this point to the centre, line up with the fold and press. And just hold it like that for a moment, because this now shows you these two are those two. So just going to wait a moment to give these a chance to dry. So what we're going to do next is we're going to put glue on these tips. Again, up at the tip on those three. Whoops. And this time we're taking one, lining this point up here with the centre and press well. So that now is this section here on number 3. So when that's dry, what we need to do then is we need to pop the glue on these two. So you see there? So we want that tip on there. And we're taking one of these, and always make this point from the centre first and line it up with the score line and hold it flat. The same at the other side. So again, this point into the centre, line it up with the fold line and hold. As you can see, there's some of them just vary, but don't worry, we sort that out later if needs be. So now, whoops, moved it too quick. So we've done that one, which now we've got those two on the side like this. So now bringing it down. And again, we're going to add the glue, the top points, 1, 2, and 3. Whoops. So up at the tips. When I first did this, I put the glue too low down and it stopped them opening properly in the pop-up. Again, start with the centre and line up. Now we're just going to leave that to dry for a moment or two, because if you don't, we can't do the next bit. But as you can see now, this piece here is that bit. So we've worked our way through 1, 2, 3 and 4, and I've shaded each one so you can see the position when it's folded. So following what I've done on the video, again with the template, should help you to put them together. So I'm just going to sit and hold this for a bit until, oops, if I move that out of the way, you'll get one of these templates in your kit with your cover sheet, because I think you will find that it'll help you quite a bit. And as I say, if you keep it, I'm just going to move some of these bits that's off here before they end up going on the floor. Whoops. That's Put that out of the way. So, right, so now, very, very gently take the centre one on one side, the centre one on the opposite side, and very, very gently open it out. What we need to do now is work round, and as you can see there, I've got a little white line. So the best thing to do is just trim this out. Just take a little bit out there. So, and again, there's a bit there. It's on the ones, you can't, whoops, pull it out a little bit so I can see. So there's a little bit there, but just do it very, very gently. So there's a little bit there. Now I'm going to have to do this, maybe won't be as clear to see on the video, but I'm just going to work around and trim it out. I'm working against myself. Just a tiny wee bit there. And there's another little bit here. It just neatens things up a little bit. When a hand-drawn item is done like this, it's difficult to match them up exactly. If you did, whoops, that one's just come on. Hang on, is that the one? Hang on, let me see where I'm at. Yeah, so there's another one there. But it's best to do this and then leave it for a good couple of hours to let the glue thoroughly dry. Just looking round, I think I've pretty much got all of them. So that is as far as we go today. So what I would do is fold that back up, and if you've got something, I wouldn't say heavy, but just something that you can sit on, keeps it folded while the glue dries. I will see you on part 2, which then will show you how to put everything together, and there will be another small template which shows you where you're cutting for the folding mechanism. But I will see you on part 2, and please enjoy watching this video. Thank you very much, and bye.